Right now is that the most effective candidate in the race is Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
And she has done exactly what you asked. It's just that her answers are wrong. But Senator Clinton is a serious, competent, formidable person who works very hard every day. She's for too much government. She's for too liberal a policy. She would appoint judges who are way too liberal. But she is a formidable person. And no one on our side is going to beat her by the kind of cheap and nasty campaign that beat John Kerry.
As a follow-up to that, you've criticized Republicans for failing to clean up their act, and Mitt Romney recently wrote an open letter to that effect. I'm just wondering, were you surprised that he's adopted that theme shortly after you did it, and is he the best person to kind of make that argument?
Look, I mean, Rudy Giuliani at Mackinac, as you know, quoted Sarkozy. Romney actually has an ad running, I think, in New Hampshire on, in effect, having a break. The Washington Post did a story yesterday that had both my picture and Romney's in it, talking about Romney trying to delicately get to a clean break. But part of it is trying to delicately get to a clean break. I mean, there are a number of competent people, and I think this is part of the sadness of American politics. Giuliani was a great mayor of New York. I mean, no elected official since Reagan has the kind of record Giuliani has of taking a city that was on its back, turning it around decisively, reducing crime by 75%, cleaning up the entire city, improving the quality of life, lowering taxes, privatizing hospitals. I mean, it's a tour de force. And Rudy has a lot of strengths. Romney did an amazing job turning around the Winter Olympics, is a brilliant business leader, has made a huge amount of money, survived as governor in a totally Democratic state, and has a lot to offer. Fred Thompson has a long career. He actually issued a report in 2001 on the need for government reform, which if the Bush administration had read it and understood it, would have led to a totally different model of reform. Huckabee is maybe the most personable guy running on our side. So I look at those folks and think, they're all good people. This is not about are they good or bad people. The only question I'm testing is, are there, not what's Newt Gingrich's opinion, are there enough people in the country who want a more decisive, more aggressive, more vivid articulator of an alternative future to contrast with Senator Clinton, or not? Now, if there is, then I would enter the race, because from a citizen perspective, how could you turn that down? If there isn't, I'm going to go back and go to work immediately on the second annual American Solutions Day workshops for September of 2008, and be totally happy. I think American Solutions, in the long run, will fundamentally change America. And I am very happy to, as a citizen, toil in the vineyard of educating a generation of activists into a new and more powerful model, which includes, by the way, the internet and blogs and how you communicate through wikis and through YouTube and things like that.
Just to, if I could follow quickly, has any candidate done anything outstanding, in your opinion, maybe besides Hillary Clinton, by using the web technology to communicate their message?
Obama has. I mean, when you look at Obama getting 75,000 donors in the last quarter, that's a very impressive achievement. The Republicans dominated. It's interesting because it's part of my lifetime. I mean, Republicans dominated direct mail. We dominated talk radio. We came to dominate cable news. The Democrats on the left have come to dominate political internet. I think in part because we were busy governing, and in part because their level of energy and their anger, and the fact that Soros poured in so much money, and also the fact that if you look at the centers of IT development in America, they tend to be areas that are culturally dominated by liberal Democrats. And so there's a different information. Now, I think we're starting to catch up, and certainly a major component of American Solutions has been a very vivid use of the internet. That's why we're doing this afternoon, for example, we're going to have a workshop in Second Life. We're actually kicking off the workshops in Second Life with IBM and looking at paraverses and how we develop a more interesting future. So I think we'll presently catch up with it. I'm really pleased that on YouTube, FedEx versus Federal Bureaucracy, which is a 3.5-minute segment of a speech of mine, has now been seen by over 1,100,000 people without any advertising, just virally spreading. So I think we can learn how to use it, and I think in the long run, the problem the left has is they can maximize their power because they can bring the labor unions, the news media, the academics, Hollywood, and the trial lawyers, and that team can be very effective as a team. in the end, they're never more than 30% of the country. So in the long run, their problem on the left is that when you peak out, you're at 30%, and you require the Republicans to throw away 20% of the country in order for you to win. Unfortunately for us, Republicans have sort of cheerfully thrown it away.